Hello, everybody. What is IELTS? IELTS is International English Language Testing System. We are going to learn from the start for just the beginners to ensure that IELTS can be one of the stepping stones for our viewers. We'll be discussing here on what is IELTS. If you wish to study in any other country except from where you are actually belonging to, IELTS is the right solution for you. After COVID, there have been a lot of countries who are not pursuing using the IELTS, but still there are a lot of them like Australia, Canada, New Zealand, UK, US, which are still following the format of IELTS. Your ability to read, listen, write, and speak in English will be accessed during the test. You are also graded for the same, and depending on your grades, you are given the further access. Next, we'll be discussing on the sports scale. So there are certain bands here, and we'll be seeing that if you are actually go through the English of the country where you want to visit, you need to be very particular about it. You need to understand the concepts. You need to understand what their actual command on the language is, and you have to give that command to the in the test. There are different types of band scores 9, 8, 7, ranging from 1 to 9, and you can easily see the skills level as well. Next, we'll go why do you need to choose IELTS? So, world's favorite test for English for migration. Incredible 60,000 people working to decide on the test to choose. No other test can be accepted by more of the universities. IELTS is the only test of English that is global partnership. IELTS test types are the IELTS academics. It is about the test for the suitable approach with wanting to study on the English speaking environment. It is also of the form of general training where the people actually look for schools and colleges. Why to take IELTS? Testing on taking of test centers. Tasting takers sit on the desk with question papers on the computers to listen, to read, and write the tests. IELTS is online based with academic that has same format and the test centers. IELTS on computers can be seen in the window here, and the more of the tests are available with the takers, and you are receiving the proper results in approximately 3 to 5 working days. It depends on the content, the time, and the structure for the test, which is same, and then it is based on the testing of the paper or the computer. IELTS on the computer listening test includes the content, timings, and marking. It also includes some parts to read the questions. The next is for migration. It is about the proficiency for study, working, and migration. Setting the IELTS requirements with score requirements. Online is currently not suitable for immigration purposes. It is accepted by the Department of Home Affairs, etc. For Australia, we are categorizing it for Australia here and other countries in below slides. So IELTS is accepted by the Department of Home Affairs for many visa countries like Australia. We are taking the educational organizations, professional associations, and the employers who are working across Australia, and they need to go through IELTS. For Canada, you need to have Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada of Canada. It is important for the high stakes English language test with over 3 million tests taken in the past years. For New Zealand, we have seen the immigration that is needed is minimum 6.5 band score. In fact, all the universities, college, and professions associations have set a minimum language requirement to accept IELTS. For UK, you need to be between 4 to 7, and you need to ensure that you have good speaking skills as per the UK language, British language. IELTS used for UK visa applications includes the life skills, the rules regarding the language testing, and it is also important to keep a hold on the language qualifications regarding the visa applications. UKVI cancellations and transfer policies. More than 14 days before the test, you, you have to cancel the test, else you won't be receiving the full refund. Within 14 days, but more than 2 days before the test, if you cancel it, then it will be 50% of the refund, else 25%, or else no refund. Your test centers will respond to you with 7 working days of receiving your case in writing. All the cases should support evidences. The center should approve the case and you'll receive the full refund less than the administration fees of no more than 25% of the fees. Test center expectations are shown below. The test center witness is who also holds the decision to cancel is within or outside its control, directly incurring as a result of planning your attendance, evidences by the payment received, cancelling travel or accommodation charges for the non-recoverable parts from the vendor. The transfers are seen here. The IELTS complaint policies includes what types of complaints can one IELTS person deal with. The issue or the inability to register, the issue with the way the IELTS test can be conducted, an unexplained delay in the release of the test. Complaint handling principles are below. Making your complaints. Complaints can be made using the prescribed form, and it has to be within 12 months of the incident you are complaining about. 12 months after the date you became aware of the matter you are complaining about. If there is a valid reason for not raising your complaint within the time frame detailed above, and if it is still possible to investigate the complaint fairly and effectively, IELTS partners may help you and still consider your complaints. IELTS for studies. You need to ensure that the English hold you have is amazing. You have to see which country do you need to choose before you are progressing with your IELTS test. IELTS can be recognized by more than 11,000 organizations. Some universities in non English speaking countries also require this score, which are not mentioned above, but they need it. So you have to decide, or you can always comment on the section below on our chat, and we'll let you know if IELTS is allowed in that country or not, or in a particular educational institution. IELTS for the test centers and online includes the request to send your IELTS results to a maximum of 5 organizations free of charge. You can request your test centers to send your results to your chosen organizations, which is a very boon factor. And IELTS online results are provided in the electronic format. IELTS for work. Many of the registration bodies accept IELTS representing the healthcare professions. This includes the industries like nursing, medicines, pharmacy. Other professional bodies includes the accounting, engineering, law, and veterinary practices. In most countries where English is the main language of communication, evidence of acceptable English language is required for the applicants and also the international graduates who are seeking the professional registration. Vocational trainings. So there are vocational trainings, for example, in the construction, leisure, tourism industries, which takes this test and helps the students or the professionals to be prepared for the IELTS test. It is not an easy test, so yes, person, an individual has to be prepared well before proceeding further. The indicators include the language skills during the COVID 19 situation. If you are applying to an education institution, the indicators is the online test that you use to safely demonstrate your language skills. It covers the 4 skills mainly listening, reading, writing, and speaking. The official IELTS period includes the match of the structure for the in person test. How the indicator works: it includes the online tests with the allocated started time and duration, the listening, reading, writing parts that needs to be done, with speaking test happening a few days before or after. Universities and other educational institutions use this to access the standards of applicants' language abilities. Video call speaking test. So apparently, after COVID-19, there have been certain tests which have been performed online as well, where a person examiner is taking the test through video call, and the individual who's giving the test needs to be very confident about it. IELTS in the CEFR scale, which is Common European Framework of References for Languages. The framework is a series of descriptions of abilities at different levels that can be applied to any language. It can provide a starting point for interpreting and comparing the different language qualifications. We can create a PDF with more information about IELTS and CEFR. How to develop the test is to provide a fair, accurate, and reliable assessment. Rigorous test designing development processes ensure that every version of the test is comparable level of difficulty. Test writers from different English speaking countries develop IELTS content. Based on the pre editing feedback, materials are revised and submitted for editing. Ensuring the quality and fairness, it includes the recognition as being fair to all the test takers, whatever their nationality, cultural background, gender, or special needs are, accessing on the language skills with covering all the practical communication abilities, features on one face to face speaking tests, ensuring reliability and consistency. We need to make sure that the checking and verification is done properly. Writing and speaking tests are accessed by training centers, the examiners, and there is a relevant teaching experience working to clearly define the criteria. Test securities are very important, like the biometrics are taken, the strict test conditions, return scrutiny of test results before release. What next video will be all about? So we have decided that we'll be creating a series of videos, and if you have any doubts or if you have anything to discuss or ask, you can always let us know in the comment section below. And we'll be discussing about all this in the next video. So be prepared. Thank you so much.